Today we are going to discuss the introduction to sociology, and today's topic is about the culture. Is an extension of culture. The title is ethnology. But before going that, we have to be take some overview of the topic, the culture. What culture is? Culture is a shared value, shared ideas, norms, and values of the society. So first we have to be take overview over the culture and how the culture impacts us. Uh, why? How we can say that the culture is studied? The culture is studied through the some archaeologists. Archaeologists are those person who have keen interest to study and evaluate the different cultures of a society and how they can know about the various culture. They find out their monuments there, like Harappa, like Mohenjo-daro, and they have to be understand from all these material things that what kind of culture they have promoted here. So different archaeologists has a duty, has a job to be understand about the uh, symbolic culture of that society. So the archaeologist has subdivided into uh, another one which is called the ethnology. Ethnology is what? Ethnology is the note, is the study about the culture and make a documentation about the different cultures of the society. And how we can know that the different norms, the values are there. So as we know that we have different, many multiple cultures are there in the whole world. Their subcultures are there, and their archaeologists and the ethnologists. Ethnology is the study of culture and the written documents about the culture. Written document in the form of facts, in the form of cave painting, in the form of finding materials. So how they find out? How they find out from the meeting, from the interview, from visiting that place, olden place and olden monuments, and they have to be found the culture, which type of culture there is promoted there. So this one is a culture studies, and now we have yes. So, so now we have to be after overview over the topic the culture. So the study of culture, and when we deeply study about the culture, so we have to be talk about the ethnology. So what is an ethnology? Ethnology, first we have to discuss the definition and then the role and function of that ethnology. So ethnology is what? It is the study of the origin and the culture of different races and the people. It is a study about the types of people, how many types of people in the society, and how many types of societies are there, and how they are different from each other. So ethnologists have too much interest and they are concerned with their custom, with their traditions. What kind of relation, what kind of social relation are there in that society, in the present, in the past? So their topics are the marriage custom, the taboos, and rituals and the ceremonial, and the pattern of kinship, the pattern of leading the society, whether it is a patriarchy or matriarchy, what kind of ethical moral values the societies have, political system, which type of political system, economic system, whether it is capitalism or socialism or communism, which type of system here is promoted, religion, what kind of religion they are adopting in, under the influence of that society, art, music, technology. So whenever they want to be studied about all these topics, so they are said to be what? Ethnologists. So ethnologists Ethnologists immerse themselves in a culture for a month or a year and take meticulous notes. So they spend their time, they spend many months there, and then take a reading notes, which type of behavior that people have, what kind of rituals and ceremonies they have to be taken, and what kind of attire and appearance are there, which kind of profession and occupation, what was the lifestyle, their religion, the races, their art and music. So they make a note, they make a meticulous note about that. So it's all about the ethnology now. Yes. So ethnography is a written account of a culture. Is a written account? Written account in the form of report, in the form of some summary, in the form of taking the reading, diary, by observation, by survey, by field work. So that's how ethnography takes place. Ethnography is a written account about the culture. It's just like a notes. So, culture anthropologists. So, they are the people who study about both the past and the present of the culture, and they have asked many questions. Why their social and political inequalities are there, and what are the social issues are emerging, what are the root cause of it, and how they influence the society, and what is the difference between all of them. So how does the language affect and express the culture? So all these type of questions, many more questions are there, like evolution of a man in this society, evolution of a society, language, religion, fashion, how they can taboos, custom, tradition, how they can influence us, and how the culture is made. So anthropologists have deeply study about the culture. You can see that they have subject matter of culture studies about the past culture and about the present culture. And archaeologists help them by the physical remains of a past culture in the form of monument, in the form of uh, so material culture, the bridges, the road that was designed. So they reconstruct it and find meaning, and they find the hidden meaning in all of it. So we see the many documentary program where they are by getting the source of different material, give some conclusion and give presentation over it. So what is the role of ethnology and ethnography? So I will tell you about that. Ethnography helps you in study the culture. Through this, the participant, the observing participant, is very effectively understand them. Participant those put their input, and researcher take notes, extensive notes. Use their notes to write an account of the culture, which is called the ethnography. So this can help to in assess culture in contrasting the various forms, and how we can collect the data. So by organizing the structured interview, you visit that place, you visit that older people and the group of people, and take an different interview over it, and find the and then findings, and make a report over it by collecting all data. This is some unstructured interview, the random interview, they're not planned, and they interview from the public of that place, and you collect all these data and find meaning in there by counting using the census and the population. Uh, photographs, taking the pictures of it, and make a meaning of it by map. You will understand the culture of culture and related studies. So maybe another way to have experience, to give a practical and personal experience. This is called the experiment type. So these are the functions. He immerses himself in their culture, learning their language, and participating in their society. He stated that anthropologists' goal should be to grasp the native point of view, his relation to life, to realize his vision of this world. So they want to be realized and spend the life, how the life is going, and the native as which native language, which kind of culture they are adopting. So the main function of the ethnologist is make understand about their native culture, to understand and critically evaluate the point of view and realize the vision of the world, future of the world on the basis of the present data. So anthropologists might have to learn a new language, different form of language. They have to be need to understand the culture, adopt new food, new hygiene standard. So they found too much dynamic and flexible nature. Welcome the different customs also, new hygiene standard, different social conventions are there, and sometimes different climates are there. So anthropologists make themselves uh, just too dynamic and change themselves according to their culture, language, environment to understand the culture. So there is a difference of all this, difference of language, difference of food stuff, difference of clothing, high standard of rights and wrong, different social conventions are there, and sometimes different climate they have to be faced. So how an archaeologist uh, collect the data we have taken the view and of how the what are the role of it. So now we have to discuss that we have three approaches. First one is the subjective type, where conclusion is shaped by the personal culture and personal perspective, feelings, and the belief. Where you are the subject and you take observation and make notes. Your feeling, your belief, and your experience make some perspective about that society, about that people, about that culture. Okay. The next one is objective. Objective type of conclusion is based on facts and data. We find the data, we collect the data on the facts and influenced by the personal perspective, desires or emotion. It is completely based on data collection and the facts finding. The subjective one is on the basis of personal observation and personal experience and feeling associated and attached within that group of people in the society. Objective objective type is based on facts and figures. It is based on data collection, not based on the emotions and feelings and association and what they experience. So your experience is not be considered as a whole; it will be considered as just part. So the third one is reflexive. Reflexivity is a practice of reflecting your own world views, biases, and impact on culture you are studying. Whenever you are doing study about a different culture, you become biased and you have some point of view before going to study. For example, if you want to be study about the Greek culture, Egyptian culture, and you have your own point of view and own perspective and you put impose on it. So whenever you study the culture, you remain the bias and you have lot of presupposition there. So reflexivity is what? Reflexivity is your reflection. It's your biasness, it's your point of view, is influence to interpret the culture. The first one is subjective, the personal experience. Objective is based on the data and facts, and the reflexive, it is your own world, it is your own personal point of view, it is your own biasness and impact on the culture. So ethnography. So what we have learned, what we have learned in this lecture. So we have a overlook. We will get a quick review. Introduction to Sociology. The title is Ethnology. Ethnology, and we have content, definitions, roles, and function. Okay, fine. The first one is ethnology. It is a study about the origin and the culture of different races and the people. And ethnologists are highly concerned with the social topics, that topic which is bound in creative culture, like music, art, technology, religion, system, economic, political, religious, kinship pattern, marriage custom. So they are the subject, they are the topic to study about. And ethnologists make a note after spending the many months in the years there, after the deep observation and about the behavior, about the place, and then you understand the. So it is a written document. It is a written document, and a written amount of culture is called what the ethnography. And cultural anthropologists are those who studied this topic, who study about the culture is called as archaeologists, anthropologists, and culture anthropologists. Here we study about the man. We study about the evolution of man with regard to the society. That's why the man is a social animal. So this trait is under the study, and is the culture anthropologist. Man as an invention of reason. The language also influence archaeologists. Archaeologists study the physical remains of the past culture for the excavation and reconstruction. जैसे कि मोहनजोदड़ो और हड़प्पा की हमने एग्जाम्पल देखी, जो उसके वाकयात हैं, उसका गहरा असर। फिर हमने रोल और फंक्शन की बात की। इस तरह हमारे पास फंक्शन है, किस तरह से काम करता है। एथनोग्राफी के लिए आप इंटरव्यू कंडक्ट करते हैं, प्लान ड्राउन स्ट्रक्चर, ड्राउन स्ट्रक्चर, और इस क्वेश्चन के बाद यू हैव टू गेट द न्यू आंसर। फोटोग्राफ के जरिए, मैप्स के जरिए, ये सब फाइंडिंग है अपने ऑब्जर्वेशन। Anthropologists and archaeologists never give conclusion on the basis of their prejudice, बल्कि वो अपनी रिसर्च और डेटाबेस की बेसिस के ऊपर कल्चर के बारे में हमें आगाह। एथनोपॉलोजिस्ट जो है वो हमारी हेल्प करते हैं सोसाइटी को समझने के लिए, सोसाइटी में बोली जाने वाली जबान को समझ पाते हैं, वहाँ का कल्चर तो इस तरह से जो है वो ब्रांड इमेज क्रिएट करने में, कंज्यूमर के बिहेवियर को समझने में भी काफ़ी हेल्प होती है। जो एथनोलॉजिस्ट हैं, किसी भी कल्चर को स्टडी करते हैं तो हमारे पास एक अच्छा डेटाबेस आ जाता है, और एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट जो है वो उस वहाँ के जो मुकामी लोग हैं उनका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू और उनकी रहन सहन और ज़िंदगी के बारे में बहुत अच्छे से समझ पाते हैं, जान पाते हैं। और खुद आर्कियोलॉजिस्ट जो एंथ्रोपोलॉजिस्ट हैं वो डिफरेंट लैंग्वेजेस को अडॉप्ट करते हैं, और जो है वो वेरिएंट पाया जाता है उनके मिजाज में, पर्सनालिटी के अंदर, कि वो मुख्तलिफ कल्चर से वाकिफ रहते हैं और एक कई ज़बानों पर अबूर हासिल रखते हुए और डिफरेंट क्लाइमेट्स को भी बर्दाश्त करते रहते हैं। और इस तरह से वो अंडरस्टैंड कर पाते हैं मुख्तलिफ कल्चर्स को, और वो कंपैरेटिव स्टडी भी कर पाते हैं। और तीन तरीके से हैं, या तो वो सब्जेक्टिव है, सब्जेक्टिव का मतलब ये होता है कि जब वो रिसर्च करते हैं या फाइंडिंग्स निकालते हैं तो वो जो कंक्लूड करेंगे, जजमेंट देंगे, स्टडी को भी मुकम्मल करेंगे, तो वो अपने पर्सनल कल्चर, पर्सनल पर्सपेक्टिव, फीलिंग्स और बिलीव्स को रिलेट करते हैं। सब्जेक्टिव है जो देखा जैसा पाया। अच्छा, ऑब्जेक्टिव क्या है? जो जहाँ पे कंक्लूजन जो होता है वो बेस करता है फैक्ट्स के ऊपर और डाटा के ऊपर जो प्रोवाइड किया गया है, ना कि ये कि कोई इन्फ्लुएंस देखा जाए कि ये जो है वो पर्सनल प्रेजुडाइज है, कोई इमोशंस। थर्ड वन जो है वो रिफ्लेक्सिविटी है, और उसमें जो फैक्टर्स है वो उसमें बाइसेंस भी पाई जाती हैं, उसमें डिफरेंट पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू भी नज़र आते हैं। तो रिफ्लेक्सिव जो है उसमें रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ योर इनर थॉट भी है, योर बाइसेंस भी है। और सोचेस नज़र हमें आ रही है। सब्जेक्टिव के अंदर हमने देखा पर्सनल कल्चर और पर्सनल पर्सपेक्टिव। ऑब्जेक्टिव के अंदर हमने देखा इन सब को छोड़ के मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली यानी facts and data that we have collected. And finally, reflexivity was the practice of reflecting your own world impact on the entire you are in. So that's all about the today's lecture. Inshallah, we will meet in the next session.